BOT and the BODs, letters and emails or whatnot, and we saw a fair amount of conflicts and solutions how we can address these kind of conflicts. So first thing was that we noticed there was a claim of corruption and siphoning of money within the masjid. And personally, I felt that, well, our group felt that we should bring in an independent, high-level auditor to take control of the situation and make sure siphoning did not exist or will never exist again. Another thing is that there were election problems and votes were not completely polled, as in like they were not real. So one thing we could have that is elections can occur like once a year in office. Let's not have them like wait a fair amount of time so that they can't be like faked or faux. And we can have another independent auditor to look over that and make sure all the votes are correct. We have a lot more conflicts and solutions, so let's just get over that fast. So we have we noticed that the separation of both the boards of trustees and boards of directors are kind of like both symbolism of like the government basically, and we find that kind of shameful because when the masjid comes into corruption, it kind of loses its value. So what I feel, or what our group feels that we should do to control this problem is that no party may dissolve the board right now at this point until the term is over, so that they can continue the practices and whatever events that are going on in the masjid, and they will still carry on their duties. And another thing our group noticed is that there was an indirect kind of power struggle within the thing. One group is trying to dominate the other. So to fix that, we said we should dissolve both board of trustees and board of directors. I noticed a lot of people had the same idea, but we should dissolve both the board of trustees and both the board of directors and hold new elections where both board of trustees and board of electors can run for, and if they're rightly elected, they all can be in it.
Is to dissolve both boards, the trustees and the directors, and to hold whoever clapping, I love you, but to dissolve both boards and hold elections for both the trustees and the directors, so that way, you know, we can decide the fate of this community.
I just think that it's important that everyone is working together, and at the current state it seems like there's no way that both sides are going to work. That's just how it's working. It's been years, nothing's happening, so I think it's important that we elect people that are going to come in and work together and make something happen in order for this community to move forward and get past this and be united.
For both sides, for board of directors and board of trustees, one of the first things that we think is necessary is for everyone with a current membership, all memberships be canceled, and everyone has to re-register for their membership. We think that's extremely important because of the alleged vote buying scheme, which, as Mustafa astutely observed, is all very house of cards. So if there is a cancellation of membership, it'll allow for everything to kind of start anew, and that's very important. So.
We also think that there shouldn't be any discussion or passing out propaganda, per se, during Ramadan or during Jummah.
And one thing that I just wanted to say is, could the members of the board of directors please raise their hands? Could the members of the board of trustees please raise their hands?
So welcome everyone. Now, first of all, I don't believe we should go Robespierre, reign of terror, and start like directing all this hatred towards everyone and beheading people kind of thing. Like, So first of all, I want to address the expansion because that seems to be like the main, like the commonality between the conflicts. So first of all, we need to really see if like an expansion is really necessary. Like, with all this arguing about, oh, we're gonna expand the prayer area, we're gonna increase the school. Well, by that time they're gonna do that, the school has already started decreasing. The amount of people at Sunday school has started decreasing, in fact.
Also, I just wanted to include that with this conflict, a lot of people have stopped coming to IAGD regularly, and then there's like no need for an expansion if less people are coming. So I think before we talk about expansion, we should resolve the conflict first. You know, have people more feel more secure in coming to IAGD again.
So what I feel is that, like, you know, as I said before, we don't need to start just eliminating everyone. Like, what I feel is like we should keep the current board of directors, because I mean, considering the fact that they showed up and the board of trustees didn't, I mean,
So I also think that people who, I'm not saying that we're gonna dissolve the board of trustees, board of directors. I'm just saying that people who are going to run for the next election or whatever, that they actually be experienced with debate, speaking, politics. They have good leadership. And one person that I really, and they have to be youth as well. And one person that I like is Mustafa Rashid. Also, finish off. I think that people should be respecting the imams as well, because the imams have been telling people to resolve the conflict, but both sides the conflict has been resolved, and so that people should be listening to the imams more as well, and that lastly that they should be renewing their intentions most importantly, because I think a lot of people are just getting excited about the political thrill. I don't know if it's the 2016 Trump and Trump versus Clinton, but just people should renew their intentions for that.
First thing I'd like to say is, if I read this correctly, this whole situation started in around 2012, 2013, and it is April 29, 2016, and we really haven't gotten any farther than when we originally started. So we have to look at ourselves and look at the bigger picture, really. In the Middle East, there's Muslims killing each other, Sunnis killing Shias, Shias killing Sunnis. It's not right. But this situation is no different. We're fighting each other. And it's just sad, because ironically it's for a masjid. And I just think we need to come to a resolve as soon as possible. Because really, we're just wasting time and a lot of people's money. And it's very sad. I just wanted to state that. And another thing, I have a question for the board of directors. It says here, okay, I just wanted to know the plans about the Sunday school. It says here that there might not be any space for the Sunday school in the new expansion, and I just wanted to reiterate that the whole reason I was brought into this community was Sunday school, and it's a very important aspect of this masjid, and I just think that it's really important that we have Sunday school in the expansion plan, because it is a very intricate part of our society, and it brings a lot of new kids and a lot of new families into the community. And there's I think there's more points that need to be said.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. So one thing we kind of saw that was a clear problem in this situation was the power structure. So there isn't exactly a clear defined power structure in this situation. There's two boards, but there's really no hierarchical structure. So one thing that we would propose is there's a hierarchical structure with the president on top, and then they would have other board members, and then each board member would have a committee. So this is one way, building off what Hassan said, to allow community members and especially youth to join committees and focus on the things that they're interested in within the community. So it would be basically a hierarchical structure with maybe I guess 5 or 6 positions as the executive board, and then committees which could trickle down and focus on their own things rather than I guess the bigger decisions.
All I wanted to say is I don't believe the board of trustees or the board of directors had unpure intentions going into this. And with Ramadan right around the corner, I just want to say, with this conflict going on, we should remember that Ramadan is coming up. We always make Ramadan great. Every Ramadan I've had at IAGD has been amazing and memorable. So we should reflect really, and inshallah, this conflict will get solved too, and this Ramadan will be great as well.
My name is Hassan Sheikh. I'm actually not part of the community. I kind of have an outside view on all of this. So I have a few things that I noticed throughout the night. First and foremost, I want to thank the esteemed speakers that spoke tonight. That was a great program, and everybody that put all this together tonight so everybody could get their voices out. That's great. It's remarkable to see as many youth, as they say, which I think is a horrible word because it's not youth, we're young adults. Everybody in this room needs to stop referring to themselves as youth. You are young adults. When you say youth, you incite the stigma that you are young, that you don't know, and you are future leaders. A young adult is somebody who is ready to take leadership now. And that's what we are. Everybody in this room is a leader right now. Everybody, just the fact that you showed up here shows the enthusiasm, shows the passion that you know what you want to do, that you have a goal in mind, and that you're working towards something larger than just a small group of people. We have a long-term goal that we're trying to get to as a Muslim Ummah, right? If you've heard the hadith, if one person is bleeding one way, your Muslim brother is bleeding one way, it's as if the whole Ummah is bleeding, correct? We must stay together, we must stay united in all of this. And as the future leaders, we see that in this room we have future doctors, future lawyers, future engineers, future race car drivers, future NBA players. Shout out to all the basketball players out there. JB. So with that being said, we must understand that in the future, this generation that's in the leadership now will be leaving eventually. And it will be up to us to continue to grow. And with that mindset, we must understand that the time is now. And the esteemed Board of Trustees, Assalamu alaikum to everybody out there. Our directors, Board of Trustees, if they're here, Assalamu alaikum to you guys as well. I don't see anybody, but alhamdulillah, with this mindset, we need to understand with the leadership of the people that came before us. We need to learn, and we need to take the good parts. Because there are good parts from all this that we can take and we can adjust and we can apply. Right? It's not just all bad. We got to take the good, we got to take the lessons and move forward. What I see from all this, the potential solutions, potentially, I agree with everybody that's come up here and said to dissolve the boards. And that is not anything personal against any board. That doesn't mean that all the board members were bad or anything. No, it just means that we should go forward and just start on a new slate. Come together on a new slate where we can move together in unity and peace. Correct or not? And from there, an in-person election. Not an online election or anything like that, an in-person election. If everybody's been following the primaries currently, we see that Bernie Sanders and Hillary are going at it, and we see a lot of issues have come forth with with fraud and all that fun stuff. Correct or not? So the only way in a situation like this that we can ensure that nobody has any debate of anything that's going on is to have an in-person election so that we have monitors and arbitrators that are sitting there and focused on making sure that we have that you guys and everybody in this community, everybody has the proper elections where they're fair and just, and everybody can move together on a joint decision. You must allocate a diverse group member of people that are in the election. You need youth representation on some of these boards. Whether it be the trustees or the directors, we need youth representation. Which one of you in this room is ready to step up and take that leadership role? Because that is what we need. Everybody in this room is sitting here complaining, right? We all have a complaint. What are we willing to do about it? The first step was to come to this meeting. Now, who is willing to step up and become the leader in the community that can move forward and take this to the next level? That is what we need. We need the representation from the elder generation to help guide us, to the middle age, and then to the young adults. That's what we need. We need a diverse board group where everybody is represented. Because at the end of the day, this is a community made up of all different types of individuals. That's what we need to remember. It's not one group of people, this and that. At the end of the day, we are one ummah. We are a family. And families scuffle, families argue, but you figure it out and you move forward. So that's what I got to say.